somewhere between like Rocky and Cosby's for the game. Nope, y'all can't copy yet. Glad moonwalking, and this here is our party. My posse's been on Broadway, and we did it all way. Chrome music. Shake my skin and put my bones into everything I record to it.
While much of the talk this season is focused on the possibility that it's LeBron's final campaign in Miami, he's been intent on letting his play do the talking. This rematch of the 2013 NBA Finals is the perfect stage to let the world know they need to end the speculation and start figuring out how to
chasing dreams since I was 14 with the 4-track bus and halfway across that city with the back.
This season has a lot of questions. You know all the speculations. The one answer I have is that we're going to come strong tonight. A finals rematch. You don't even have to say it.
Tonight, an NBA Finals reunion. The San Antonio Spurs have had all summer to look forward to this game, and a chance for a little redemption as they take on the defending champion Miami Heat, alongside the great Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. And with Doris Burke on the sideline, this is Kevin Harlan.
And for the Spurs, after going up to start that series, were eventually overtaken by Miami. Is that window still open for them to pursue a title?
It's not getting any easier for them as age begins to certainly take its toll.
But they also have some young players with upside. Danny Green and Kawhi Leonard on the wings. You know, they're better equipped than most to try to take on LeBron James.
And the starting group for the Spurs. Down low, it's Duncan and Splitter. Green teams with Leonard on the wings. And it's Parker in at the 1. And for the Heat, at the forward spots, James and Haslem. Chalmers and D-Wade are the guards. And it's Bosh in at the center position.
Well, for the Miami Heat now, consecutive titles under their belts. This season going for the three-peat. I'll tell you what, this is so difficult emotionally and physically, trying to win a title for the third consecutive year. This will be the biggest challenge of their NBA careers. I guarantee you that. I'm not sure they're going to be able to pull out another one, given how difficult the first two have been. Very porous defense down there by the hoop. He probably should make that one.
That's no good. Couldn't get his first shot to go. Spurs have gone 2 of 3 here to start off the game. Leonard attacking. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play. And when you talk about the possibility of a three-peat here in Miami, Clark, would that solidify this team as a sports dynasty?
I certainly think so, Kevin. I mean, they may never reach the 8 NBA titles that LeBron predicted when their super trio was formed, but I think a three-peat would certainly put them in some very select company.
Here's Parker. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. Parker's got his second basket. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Spurs.
Well, they've come out in attack mode defensively, applying pressure and stealing the ball repeatedly.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunity. They're really keeping it up-tempo so far. Offensively, he can be the engine that drives them at any given time.
Tries again. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
So he gives them a terrific option whenever they've got the ball, because he's mastered a lot of the moves that you need to be a premier scorer down in the low block.
And you know what? He is also relentless on the boards. He works as hard on his rebounding as anybody you're going to see.
Well, here we are 3 seasons after the Big Three assembled in Miami. And, well, they took a lot of criticism for that ostentatious introduction at the press conference. A lot of people really openly rooted for them to fail, but they've become the dominant team in the league, and I think the fans are actually starting to respect Miami for what they've been able to accomplish. That's his second foul already, and that's going to force him to, I think, tone it down a little bit at the defensive end.
The Spurs have shot 2 of 3 from the free throw line tonight.
Well, the season numbers for this club are really low. I mean, this is something that the team has been focusing on. They've got to improve.
I think they've taken a major step in the wrong direction when you talk about their foul shooting, guys. I mean, they're not even close to what they shot last year.
Now here's Wade, averaging 20 points per game. Just 3 to shoot. And that comes off the assist by Mario Chalmers. Wade's got himself on the board with 3 there. Well, going back, it seemed there was resentment about Bosch, LeBron, and Wade deciding to join forces as opposed to a GM pulling the strings. Clark, do you think that's fair if you go back and take a look at that whole scenario?
You know, not entirely, Kevin. I think people were used to players kind of toiling away, playing the cards they're dealt, so to speak, not really orchestrating where they were going to play and who with. Some felt they were stacking the deck in their favor. But you've got to give the Miami front office a ton of credit there, too. I mean, they freed up the cap space, got the cooperation from the players. They created that opportunity, so it was a coincidence, and it's worked out quite well.
And the Spurs making a change here. Diaw's checked in. The Spurs have gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. Pass to Bonner. Kicks it to Leonard. Pulls it up. Gets it to fall from the right block. Leonard's got 5 points so far. Last game for the Spurs. They want to turn it around after the loss to the Hawks in Atlanta.
They had major problems at the charity stripe in that game. It was interesting. They just could not make free throws.
Yeah, and that's frustrating to watch, especially on the road where your opportunities at the line tend to be a little more sparse than when you're at home. Boy, you've got to cash in on them.
Well, for LeBron James, fans wonder, will this be his last season in Miami? He has the right to opt out of his contract after this year. A lot of people think he will and possibly move on.
Let's check out the Eastern Conference standings now that we're in the new year. You look at the Knicks, and not a surprise really to see them sitting there in the #1 spot in the conference. The excellent brand of basketball they've been putting on display lately has been terrific. And of course, Miami, 5.5 games behind.
I think for Miami, they played terrific basketball this year. They haven't missed a beat after the success they had last season. It's hard to find a team that matches up with them comfortably.
Well, you're right, Clark. I mean, they would probably have the upper hand against almost any team in this league. I mean, they're a very difficult matchup. They've got plenty of talent, and they're so well coached. And what I like is they play hard every single night.
Now here's Leonard after the miss from Green. That's a 2 from Parker. A picture-perfect screenplay, and the jumper's good. Well, Clark, going back to LeBron and his contract situation, it would have to be tough to leave a winning situation like he has in Miami.
No question about it, Kevin. Wherever LeBron ends up, he'll make that team competitive. We both believe that. So there will be a number of interested teams that he could transform into powerhouses just by signing his name on the dotted line.
Manu Ginobili, he's checked in for San Antonio. Bellinelli comes in for Daniel Green. The Heat shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
Well, the season numbers for this club really low. I mean, this is something that the team has been focusing on. They've got to improve.
Yeah, guys, they can feel very good about themselves when you bring up those statistics. Impressive numbers.
Now here's Parker. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Hawks in Atlanta.
And no question, you look at his assist totals. I mean, they tell you what a nice job he was doing with really spreading that ball around.
Here's Cole. Back to Allen. With the lead pass, Parker with the steal. And a fast break now for the Spurs. Ginobili leading the charge.
Little touch of class there, guys. The end of that play with the finger roll.
There's 49 seconds left to play in the first quarter. The drive by Wade. It's back to Battier. Allen outside for the 3. Rebound by Tony Parker.
Tell you what, they haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the board.
Yeah, and even though it's early, I mean, that's a great sign for them for the rest of the game. You know, regardless of who starts the break, it seems like he's usually the one to finish it.
And that's because of how well he attacks the rim on the dead run. D there, guys, was pretty much non-existent. I mean, you can't leave a good shooter like that open.
12 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Ginobili with the 3. Offensive rebound, Spurs. And Shane Battier gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. The feed to Diaw. Goes back up. Back to Parker. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. Was scoring fast and furious.
This Wednesday.
Welcome back. The second quarter just getting set to begin as our 2013 Finals foes renew acquaintances.
These are the games you look forward to, Kevin. we're in the place to be right now.
Absolutely. The environment here is electric. Great anticipation.
Yeah, the best of the best. Both championship teams. This is NBA basketball at its highest level. It's got to be tough to come in here as the road team. You lost in the finals. That's weighing on you. Really an imposing environment mentally, even before you talk about the crowd.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, so much speculation around the future of the Miami Heat. The big three, all with player opt-outs at the end of the season. I asked them to comment on their plans after this year, but as you might imagine, they want to keep the emphasis on the here and now.
It's a long season for sure, Doris.
Yeah, and they're focused on another title. Discussions of free agency and so on. It's our job to ask, but a distraction they refuse to delve into. Understandably so.
I'd agree. And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And for Miami, look at who they've got out there. At the forward spots, James and Haslam. Norris Cole is out there with Allen, and it's Anderson in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Here's LeBron. After
High and down hard. That's
And a statement dunk right there from LeBron, aggressively throwing it down. Of course, with the history between these two teams, you had the feeling it would get intense.
And you know, Steve, each of these teams has been looking forward to taking this first game of the season series. It means a lot to both of them.
And now the fast break, LeBron with the ball. And he bangs it home with one hand.
Tell you what, LeBron can absolutely soar in for the finish. I remember last year, the alley-oop in the conference finals against Indiana just almost put his head on the rim.
Air freight is a nickname we could dub LeBron James. I mean, he's an unstoppable force and an immovable object. Defensively, the strength, length, mobility. He can wall you up and lock you down and put you away.
Now Anderson, after the missed three from Bellinelli. Cole. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist. Cole's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three.
And you know, at their core, the Heat are really a small ball team. Chris Bosh playing a lot of center, LeBron James at the four, maybe even Battier playing that position. A lot of people thought you couldn't win that way, but with LeBron, you can win a lot of different ways. I don't think this style would work with anybody, but as long as you have the best player on the planet, there's a lot of different things you can do on the court and be successful.
He's really starting to ramp it up now, getting involved in the offense here after being held without a point in the first.
And San Antonio calls the first time out of the game. And for LeBron, playing at the four, it may not be Clark his natural position, but it's hardly small ball, is it?
How could you call somebody that's 6'8" and a little north of 250 pounds playing small ball? I mean, it just doesn't fit. He's not going to be at a strength disadvantage at that position, that's for sure. But when you talk mismatches, he's the one giving the other team problems, not the other way around.
Well, for the past month, it's been quite a three-point shooting display for these small forwards. Just check out their percentages from long range. LeBron James, number one.
And his range is about as long as it gets. And you better have someone on him as soon as he gets across half court, or he'll drop a bomb on you.
As much effort as he expends to get into space on the perimeter and as well as he shoots it, when he does get open, opponents may want to give him a little extra attention out there. I mean, you got to know where he is. One guy on him might not be enough.
And San Antonio has possession after the miss from Cole. Ginobili with the ball. Now guarded by Cole. Here's Parker. Good D by LeBron.
That's kind of a shocker. The defense was there, but it wasn't right in his face. Kind of out of character for him to miss those.
It's Allen with the drive, and the shot is good. Allen's got five.
I tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop. And, guys, going back to the speculation over LeBron's future, a great situation in Miami, but, of course, he's shown himself willing to move on to give himself the best chance at winning, so you can never say never.
Here's Haslam, following the basket by Tim Duncan. Cole dishes to LeBron. The finger roll finish at the bucket. LeBron's got 8 points here in this quarter.
Well, such a tremendous final series in 2013. Overtime in Game 6, went right down to the wire in Game 7. No surprise to see this game so closely contested.
Yep, two teams stocked with Hall of Famers, diverse in their style and approach, but absolutely a great match for one another. You could play 99 games between these two teams, and the losing team might win 49.
The guys going back to LeBron in his future, it used to be much less common for stars, Steve, to change teams.
Well, of course, the free agency rules loosened up from the early days of the league, and I think players now feel much more comfortable just kind of authoring their own destiny and not feeling 100% loyal to the team that drafted them.
The Spurs making a switch here. Diaw's checked in. Splitter is checked in for the Spurs. Miami on defense. Back to Parker. Outside Leonard. Lets it go with a three. And it's good on the assist by Parker. Parker's got 3 assists tonight.
Boy, he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the defense.
Here's Cole. He has 6. Second shot opportunity. Can't get it to go. Some solid defense here from Boris Diaw. And Parker, here we go. The shot goes down and it gets this game back to even. Parker's got 8 points. The Heat have gone 7 for 10 here in the second quarter. They'd like to keep up that nice pace. LeBron kicks to Allen. And the pass to Chalmers. Back to Allen. Heat moving the ball around. And it's blocked by Diaw.
The Spurs have the size advantage inside, just like in the finals, collapsing into the paint and making things difficult inside.
Shane Battier is checked in for Norris Cole. 5 on the clock. It's tipped. It's stolen by Green. Parker outside. He kicks it to Green. Right side, Green. So they take the lead. Green's got his second bucket of the night. Miami's gone to three-point range 7 times tonight, knocked down 5 of them. Looking to end the run. It's stolen by Green. Guys, a potent offense right now.
Yeah, Kevin, really the offense is flowing quite nicely right now.
Playing with a lot of confidence, just some self-assurance there. I like what we're seeing.
There's the 3. Diaw can't hit. Miami trailer. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing the last matchup with the Lakers.
And guys, had their free throw shooting been anywhere near up to par, I think it would have changed.
The rim is shaking.
Man, he got fancy with that one, didn't he?
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open.
Man, I like that. And some coaches might want to see just a sure-handed lay-in, but I say put as much as you can on the finish and get your teammates going.
Parker with it. And airballs the triple. That one was way off.
Close game as we wrap up the second quarter.
Now, presented by Sprint. It's time for the Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And we welcome you back as we continue with the second half of tonight's game between the San Antonio Spurs and the Miami Heat.
The top 2 teams in the league, Kevin, picking up right where they left off in the finals. And guys, you go back to free agency. I mean, the questions around LeBron's future, I think for the fans, especially having a player whose legacy is really tied to one team. You talk about Magic, Johnson, Larry Bird, Bill Russell. That image pops into your head a little quicker when there's only that one jersey to visualize.
On the floor for San Antonio, Parker and Danny Green are your 1 and your 2. Down low, it's Duncan and Splitter, and it's Leonard in at the small forward. No good on the second free throw. And going back to those star players who choose to stay put, Steve, wouldn't you say there is something neat about creating your winning situation, having your fingerprints all over it, rather than chasing it, say, in free agency?
I think so. I think fans respect that. But on the other hand, LeBron has taken a different path, and in the long term, it's served him very well. I mean, he's made some really good career decisions. That's why he's got the number of rings on his fingers right now.
Green passes to Splitter. Green with a screen on Bosch. Here is Splitter. He's covered by Bosch. Clock at 6. Here's Parker. Good on the 13-footer. Parker's got 11.
The mid-range jumper becomes a pretty high percentage shot for him when he has that kind of space.
LeBron kicks to Bosch. Back to LeBron. Feeds to Chalmers. Pass to Wade. Bosch dishes to Haslam. His first attempt of the game finds the target. Haslam's got his first points in this one. San Antonio leading, and this is their first time matched up with this year's Heat team.
Well, today we're going to see if there are any kind of hard feelings, I guess we should say, left over from their crushing defeat to this team in last year's finals.
And it's blocked by Bosch. Here we go, one-on-one. And there's Dwayne Wade on the assist by LeBron. 9 points for Dwayne Wade.
The Heat with the bucket in transition. If you're going to beat them defensively, you've got to slow them down. I mean, no revelation there, guys. I'm sure they heard it all during the finals.
Parker kicks to Green. Outside Leonard. Shoots. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Leonard's got 12 in the game. Steve was talking about earlier, Clark, about last year's finals. It's got to be fresh in the memory now, but that we know.
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to have a positive effect, Clark, or a negative one on him here?
You know, Kevin, I really believe it'll have a positive effect. They've been waiting for this game for a while. I'm sure they're excited and anxious about this opportunity. They're going to be highly motivated to win. Nothing like losing to a team that amps you up when you get a chance to beat them the next time.
You better believe it. The Heat have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Baseline J on the way, and the basket by Wade. He's got 11.
He's got one of those shooting strokes that never changes, guys. I mean, even if a defender's all over him, he just never seems to flinch. A great quality to have as a shooter.
And perhaps the best thing about him, Steve, is the way he takes charge down the stretch of close games. The higher the stakes, the better he plays.
Guys, we're not through 3 quarters of play, but 6 lead changes already in this one.
Yeah, it's been a really good game for sure. I mean, it looks like it's going to stay tight throughout.
Yeah, very competitive action. I agree with you, Clark. I mean, this one could come down to the last few minutes the way it looks.
The 3 from Chalmers. That's good. Chalmers has got 6 points. San Antonio trailing here. Their next game is at the Rockets Arena in Houston for a game with the Rockets. That'll be the last game of their very short 3-game road tour. Green against Wade. Green kicks to Parker. He feeds it to Bobby. Working on Bosch. From 10 feet out. Another shot. Rejected by Haslam. Leonard against LeBron. Some nice ball movement here by the Heat. Wade passes to LeBron. Foul call. Looked like the D didn't get there in time, and he'll shoot free throws. Well, we get a look here now at the small forwards with the fastest hands in the league and generating the most steals per game. LeBron James, number 1.
Well, with the kind of defense he plays, he really gives his team someone to lean on at that end of the floor.
Yeah, he takes a lot of pressure off the big guys because he can thwart penetration just with his active hands. I mean, his feet are good, but it's the active hands that dissuade passes inside.
Splitter is checked in for the Spurs. Leonard sets a screen for Green. Dishes it to Parker. Fires from 18. Parker with another miss. The Heat leading by 4. Parker with the steal. Bonner. Nice D from Anderson. And here's Chalmers from the arc. No luck. So the Spurs will take it the other way. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kevin. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
That is good. 1:29 left here in the third quarter. Anderson. The shot is off. Leonard attacking Parker. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
great execution from the Spurs there. They do such a great job of working the ball around for high percentage looks.
Anderson, defended by Splitter, and that one's good. And the Heat lead by 2. Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
And we've got a moment to see some numbers for Lebron. First in scoring, second in field goal percentage, and he's one of the elite shooters in the NBA, in the top 5 in three-point field goal percentage.
And Steve, we really can't gloss over his ranking as the top scorer in the NBA. I mean, he's the one guy you don't want to see coming out of the opposing locker room.
Tim Duncan, he's checked in for Matt Bonner. Parker dishes to Splitter. And it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way.
Boy, that's embarrassing, guys. He's going to have a hard time living that one down later when they watch it on tape.
A different look now for San Antonio. Ginobili's checked in for Green. And it's Bellinelli in for Tony Parker. Wade kicks to LeBron. Back to Wade. Knocks it loose. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Outside Leonard. He dishes it to Bellinelli. He passes to Splitter. Shot clock at 6. And Bellinelli kicks to Duncan. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. Ginobili with the 3. That's good. Ginobili's got 7 points. Third quarter, guys, and this has been a neck-and-neck game.
Sure has been. I mean, guys, momentum is hard to come by in this one. I mean, it seems like one team gets the lead and then the other one storms right back.
Yeah, that is evidenced by the 8.
Coming up this Thursday.
The fourth quarter just moments away now as we welcome you back to Miami, Florida, and our matchup between the Spurs and the Heat.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for, the focus squarely on the court where it belongs.
On the wings, it's D. Wade and LeBron James. Shane Battier is out there with Chris Bosh, and it's Cole in at the point guard position. That's the group on the floor for Miami. Wade drives in. LeBron James on the wing. The dish to Cole. Back to Wade. From beyond the arc. Can't get it to go. So the Spurs will take it the other way. Leonard the pass to Ginobili. LeBron with the block. Pass to Cole. The 3. Again, the miss by the Heat. San Antonio leading and out of bounds as the Heat gain possession. And a moment to check out Miami, who they've got coming up. The Oklahoma City Thunder will be in town for the next one. That will complete this 4-game homestand.
No doubt the Oklahoma City fans want to see the Thunder take that game.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Boris Diaz checked in for Matt Bonner. And Tony Parker is subbed in for Bellinelli. And that one's good. Parker.
You know, he's not the most flashy point guard out there, and you don't hear his name when people talk about the best point guards in the game, but I think Parker is one of the best in the business when it comes right down to it. He's able to do so many things out there for you, and just had a dominant season for the Spurs a year ago.
Steve, Parker's fearlessness going to the hoop is what makes him such a devastating player in crunch time. Often you see him go right into a bigger guy, take the contact, and still find a way to finish the play. The defense left him just a little window to get through, and he just ducked in for the layup. Terrific job.
And the Spurs with some changes. Allen comes in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Chalmers in for Norris Cole. Parker kicks to Green. Plenty of space. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got his 4th assist in this one. Heat have gone just 1 of 6 from the field to start the 4th quarter. A bit of a slowdown for them right now. Pass to Chalmers. Allen outside. Kicks it to LeBron. Battier dishes to LeBron. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. They get Boris Diaw.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, you got that right, Kevin. He's such a reliable finisher.
Splitter, he's guarded by Battier. And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
And the crowd immediately letting the officials have it after that whistle.
A very unpopular call there.
The Spurs making a switch here. Duncan's checked in. LeBron passes to Chalmers. The feed now to Allen. It's stolen by Green. And Parker, here we go. Miami grabs the miss. LeBron's got his 4th rebound in this one. Nice D from Leonard. The Spurs have gone 3 of 5 here in the 4th quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Green with the ball. And Bosch picks him up defensively. No good from Duncan. The Heat have gone just 2 of 8 in this 4th quarter. The final quarter not treating them well so far. Leonard against Allen. Rejected by LeBron. And there's the pass to Haslam. He kicks it to Allen. Some nice ball movement here by the Heat. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
An excellent game we've seen from LeBron. He's got 17 points and 3 denials.
He's making such good decisions with his passing and also being aggressive and getting to the line by drawing fouls.
Well, that's an excellent combo to have, I'll tell you that. He's having a great game at the free throw line, Kevin. His hot streak continues.
Here is Splitter. He's covered by Bosch. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Green. The fader. Miami grabs the miss. Allen kicks to Bosch. Kicks it out to Allen. Puts up a 3, and that one's good. And the Heat lead by 4.
They stepped up their three-point shooting game in the second half. They're letting it fly out there with reckless abandon.
Now they're feeling confident, and they're in a good flow offensively, so why not just keep firing from out there?
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Greg Popovich coaching his team during that last break. He says, no time to waste, fellas. We've got to pick it up right now if we're going to make a comeback and try to win this thing. Let's go all out. Back to you.
And thanks for that story, Doris. And it's out of bounds. The Spurs able to retain possession here. Feeds it to Green. Passes it to Duncan. Duncan left side. Great D that time from Hazel. Well, Heat leading by 4. He feeds it to LeBron. Dishes it to Chalmers. Back to LeBron. Allen outside. 6 to shoot. The kick out to LeBron. Fires the 3. And again, Miami with the triple.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the league.
Spurs trail by 7. Green dishes to Leonard. Duncan left side. They get it again. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Really, they haven't worked it inside as much as they did earlier in the game. And the way they did it in the first half, I think they got to get back to trying that. It worked for them then. It should work for them now.
Free throw drops for Leonard.
He hasn't had as many opportunities at the line as he had in the first half.
Timeout called, the Heat. They're in front by 4. 1:06 left in the 4th quarter. Chalmers passes to LeBron. Back to Chalmers. LeBron outside. Shot is off. Excellent D there from Leonard. Spurs shooting the pedestrian 36% in the fourth quarter. The offense not doing their best work of late. Green kicks to Splitter. Here's Leonard. Buries it. And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Huge points.
That's beyond huge, Steve. I mean, they needed that bucket. Desperate.
Back to LeBron. He dishes it to Chalmers. Back to LeBron. It's rebounded by Leonard. Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. They're behind by 2. There's 21 seconds left in the fourth. Guys, what's your take?
Well, we'll see what they come up with. Plenty of time. If they execute, they should be able to get a good look here.
I agree with you, Steve, but I'd like to see him pound it inside and try to get to the rim.
Ginobili's checked in for the Spurs. Here's Splitter. He nails it, and we're tied up.
They have got to put a body on him, because otherwise, with his agility and athleticism, they're not going to be able to contain him on the offensive glass.
The dish to LeBron. LeBron left side. It's good! There's the game-winning shot!
Lightning bolt to win it at the buzzer.
That is incredible. A sensational finish to a sensational game.
And so a big win by Miami in a tight game.
Well, I think they knew the Spurs would be motivated in this one. They did a great job of matching that intensity.
Yeah, it's always...
Everybody get up.
For this game against the high-flying Los Angeles Clippers, starting point guard Mario Chalmers and his backup Norris Cole are injured. That means it's up to LeBron to channel his inner Magic Johnson and run point for the night.